All righty. What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. So it's just me this morning. Braden, unfortunately, has a stomach bug. So he messaged me last night. So, Braden, you watch this now in the future. Hope you feel better, buddy. So we'll get him on the show here soon. Excited to catch up with him. Braden was going to have a pretty amazing story. He and I caught up at that conference in Texas. Braden, he submitted 800 applications before he got a job. So we were going to talk about that today, but like I said, he has a stomach bug. So just me today. I've gotten an influx of questions about how to operate this job market. And so that's what I'm going to talk about today. So for those of you who tune in, say hey. Would love to hear where you're tuning in from. As always, engage with the show. I say that all the time. The reason why you need to engage with the show is because you need to use it as a networking platform. I originally did not think of this show as a networking platform and TikTok, what's going on. But for those of you who are tuned in for your very first time, this is a morning show to really help give back to the dev community, the engineering community. And if you're tuning in right now and you're like, well, I'm not in the engineering side of things, peace. The stuff I'm going to talk about today is actually really, 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 really applicable to everybody. So again, I'm going to be talking about how to deal with the downturn that is happening right now. If you have any questions, please throw it up on the screen. We're definitely going to talk about today. Again, my guest Braden has a stomach bug. So again, I hope you feel better, buddy. TikTok is great to see everybody joining in this morning. Excited to be with y'all. I really, really like solo shows. I love having guests on, but I also just love hanging with my community. So again, it's good to see y'all. The next thing that I want to talk about is if you have had a win, if you've had successes, if you have had successes in your job, if you have gotten a title change, a promotional or a promotion that happened or something happened, please shout yourself out. Would love to give you props. I think we as human beings always move on to the next thing, right? I've even had, to say this, I got accepted to keynote a tech conference, which is that conference. That's the conference, that conference in Wisconsin. And I got rejected from KCDC and I was immediately bummed. Right. So many times I feel like as human beings, we're always on to the next thing and we don't appreciate what we've done. So if you've gotten a raise, if you've gotten a title change, if you've gotten a promotion, or you deployed on a Friday afternoon last Friday and didn't burn the house down, please let me know. I'd love to celebrate you or celebrate somebody else. Also, speaking of that conference, hey, listen, that conference is the official coffee sponsor of this show. I'm very, very excited for that. The coffee is really, really good. So I'm keynoting, but if you go to that.us, they do have a store and you can buy coffee beans. So shout out Clark Sell for being the official coffee sponsor of the show. It's really, really good. I promise. I'm drinking their light roast. I think it's Syntax, Sassy Syntax, I think is what it's called. So go check it out. It's awesome. I want to give the shout out to people who tune in again. TikTok, it's great to see everybody. Got a big crew in TikTok this morning, but Narando, Alex, Akshat, Christina, Crystal, Sam from Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn, man. I need to do a Brooklyn meetup. Hey, Sam, you think we can get like 20 people out in Brooklyn? I'll fly up and do a Guidance Counselor 2.0 meetup in Brooklyn. John, it's great to see you. Christina, I love it. Florida. Devin, Chicago, I love it. Devin, it's great to see you. 800 applicants. Yeah. Thoughts on quality over quantity. Vincent, I'll get to that. Thank you for the question, big dog. Also, go follow Vincent. He's amazing. Jason, again, from St. Louis, 2 days in a row. I'm always blessed when people tune in 2 days in a row. Emmett, morning from work. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Emmett. I don't know if Emmett's going to give himself a shout out. I just, again, want to applaud Emmett. He just found a job after 6 to 9 months, I think. Right, Emmett? Emmett was at the point of leaving tech and going back into the healthcare system, and he got a job. So, Emmett, we need to have you on here soon. Please shoot me an email or DM, and let's get you booked and talk about your most recent job search. Chris, it's great to see you. Erica, Kim, Sean from North Carolina. I love it. Telecom technical recruiter. Man, that's awesome. I recruited telecom when I started it in Vaco. Brett, it's great to see you. Mark, Crystal, we got 2 people from Minnesota. I feel like Guidance Counselor 2.0 needs to happen in Minnesota. Anthony, it's great to see you. Bridget, man, another Chicago. We need to get a Chicago meetup together. See how this all works. I want to come hang out with y'all in y'all's cities. Ricardo, Christopher, it's great to see you as well. Greetings from North Aurora in Illinois. I love it. Garrett, yeah, Sam, let's do it, man. Brooklyn, let's get a meetup together. Josh, it's great to see you. Good to see. Hey, Josh, it's always great to see you. Please do a Brooklyn meetup. I'll drive out. Hey, let's make it happen. Let's send me a DM and let's get a big Brooklyn meetup going on. I love it. Morgan, it's great to see you. Let's see here. Congrats, Emmett. Yeah, absolutely. Michelle, it's great to see you as well. God, we got the crew today. It's so good to see y'all. Morning from St. Louis. Narando, again, I absolutely adore y'all and really love the community here. All right, so enough of me running my mouth. So let's talk about this market. So yeah, city tour. Listen, if I can get some help from you all in different cities, if you can, I hate to say be my ambassador because that just sounds terrible, but if you can be an advocate and get some people together, I will come to your city and we could throw up a big party. So and then Anthony in Houston, I love it. All right, so first off, I want to talk about this market. Listen, the market sucks, right? I mean, I'm just not going to sugarcoat it. You know, I had somebody call me out and they're just like, oh, here's another person being negative about the job search. And it is, I'm not trying to be negative. It is what it is. I don't want to paint rainbows. I know I have a responsibility to you all and to the community to speak truth. And so that's where we're at. So I really want to get to, Vincent's questions, right? So Braden, we're going to talk about this when Braden comes back on again. He had the stomach bug, but right now, you know, listen, there's two sides to it. I'm really big on not mass applying, but also too, I think in this market, if you don't have a job, I think you got to do both, right? And again, you're probably like, well, Taylor, you never preach that. Well, I'm changing my tune because the market's hard. So what I would say is, yeah, you probably need to do the 800 applications, but then you also probably need to have at least one or two intentional phone calls, video calls a day to be able to connect with people. And so, yeah, that's my thoughts, right? 800 applications. I don't know. Hey, listen, the job search is a very unique, it's a song and dance. It's like marriage. It's like anything. Like it's a very unique experience. So I'm always very cautious to make sure I don't speak like in blanket statements. But I would say whatever works. You know, I would say try to have one or two intentional conversations a day with people in your network, and then also maybe mass apply right now because it is not great at the moment. Let's see here. I want to get to some more comments coming in as well. Yeah, this market's crazy right now. Been trying to land a job since December 2021. And Anthony, I feel for you. And again, that's the reason why I'm trying to do that's the reason why I'm trying to do this. Let's see here. We got another guy from Chicago. I love it. You see here, Kim comes in. I just posted my job search stats compared today as compared to fall. Big differences. Yeah. Kim, if you want to expound on that in the chat and I'll bring it up, that sounds great. Yeah. No one size fits all. Again, I always talk about I am only one recruiter. Right. And so I always tell people like, this is just my 2 cents. You can take it or leave it. So that's the one question about the mass. I did get another question today. It says, or yesterday, it says, you know, I have 1.5 years of professional experience. And then I wondered, based off your extended experience in recruiting, I wanted to ask you what you've seen front-end developers early in their career do that makes them stand out to recruiters and hiring managers. So here's the question. This is a blanket statement. To stand out to recruiters, period, we need communication, we need follow-up, and we need flexibility. So the thing is that when it comes to flexibility, like we really, really need you to do what we say. Now, there's a lot of bad recruiters out there, and I understand that. I absolutely understand that. And a lot of them may lead you astray, which is why you really, really, really need to be really why you need to find some people you can trust. But for me, the way you stand out to us is being on top of things, right? Constantly checking in. I would say right now, there's nothing wrong with texting. So text or email your recruiter. Don't call. We're in meetings all day. So text and recruiting, texting and email is going to be the best way to get in touch with us. I have no problem with my candidates checking in once a week. And listen, there are sometimes I just miss your text, right? I say this all the time. My sister-in-law texted me like 3 weeks ago and I'd never responded to her. And then she had to text me again like a week later and be like, hey, what are your thoughts on this? Like, I just miss text messages. I have so much coming at me. Recruiters have so much coming at them right now that you just got to keep checking in. And it's all about timing. Let's see here. Yeah, John goes, I've gone from multiple recruiter DMs daily to maybe once a week. Yeah, that's crazy. So I actually posted about this, I think last week or two. It says, what are y'all seeing in your inbox? I think the inbox is a really good temperature on what the market is. And so, yeah, I mean, this is obviously things are changing for sure. Kim posts her stats here. September 21, total applications, 135. Let's see here. I'm trying to read through this real quick. Amount of application or interview. Yeah, that's a lot. And then so total application 360. So technically her total applications had to go up 3x. Right. So looking at Kim, just kind of going through this real quick, at the end of the day, she had to apply 3x the amount of time, which is pretty substantial. Let's see here. Sean comes in with all these layoffs in the past month. There's been a significant increase in qualified candidates. Yeah, absolutely. Is here. Sean comes in again. If you're trying to stand out as a front end developer, you need to sell yourself very well on LinkedIn and other platforms. You have your profile posted as a recruit. As a recruiter, we are looking for skills that are matching, but also experience to back up. Yeah, I mean, Sean brings up a really, really good point here. At the end of the day, like you have to be posting content as a job seeker. I truly, truly think that. And you're like, Taylor, I don't want to get in the content creation game. It's just going to take longer to find a job, right? You need to be known for something. And the biggest question is Taylor, well, I'm a junior developer. How can I be known for anything? Listen, you could just be asking questions all the time about React, and like you can be known as the junior React developer, right? And people will know you for that. So it's so incredibly important to put yourself out there and to be public, right? The thing I talk about all the time is social proof, right? Social proofing your profile. You can have a really good resume, but if you are not talking about yourself all the time out in public, who is going to find you? How else are managers and recruiters going to be able to find you? It's so important. Another thing I want to talk about too, y'all, is again, being intentional when it comes to the DMs, but also going back into your network, right? I preach all the time, and I got to be careful with this. I preach all the time to constantly reach out to people who you don't know, constantly reach out, DM. And while that's good and all, I want to reiterate, most of the time, your next job is going to come from somebody in your network. For example, I'll use Emmett, for example, just because Emmett's been keeping me updated with his job search. Emmett's the company and the manager that Emmett got a job with has been following his story on Twitter. It just works. People are fascinated with other people. Why do you think people rubberneck on the side of the road? Why, right? We are nosy AF. We are so nosy. And so again, like I want you to be that success story for somebody. Emmett is a success story for somebody, right? Emmett, while Emmett doesn't realize this, Emmett is going to be like the North Star for somebody else. And you could be the North Star from somebody else. So I want to encourage you to start putting yourself out there and being engaged. I want to see here. So Vincent comes back in again and see. You haven't followed Vincent. He's an ambassador for Recruiters Anonymous, my other endeavor, meeting with recruiters. And he's a wealth of knowledge. So please go connect with Vincent. So thanks for sharing, Kim. Just goes quickly how the marketing changed. Recruiters last year were getting offers without even sending resumes. But yeah, exactly. It's just hard. It's so hard right now. And you have to keep pressing forward. Derek comes in. I hear the market for Java is really hot right now. I mean, listen, listen, I'm just one recruiter. Again, I think I'm seeing a lot more Java right now. And I think I'm seeing that because enterprise companies, it's harder to find Java. Does that make sense? So I tweeted this the other day. During the boom for the last 2 years, it's been all open source. Now that we're in a recession, all that's being hired right now is .NET and Java. So in my experience, what that means to me is all the growth tech companies were open source and all the enterprise companies are Java and .NET, which checks out. And what's the companies that are really hiring right now? It's the enterprise shops. Hence more Java and .NET. That's just my 2 cents. Take or leave it. Devontae comes in. Content is how I connect with the right person that let me look at this. Devontae, I didn't realize that. I love that so much. So again, it works. The people who do the things I say find a job. The problem is it's really hard to do the things I say because it makes you have discipline and intentionality, which people I struggle with. I struggle with in other areas of my life, right? So again, it's difficult, but it works. Let's see here. John comes in and goes, what could non-job seekers do to prepare for all of a sudden? Yes, you have to. So first off, being on a show like this, commenting, engaging. So if I were you, I would connect with every single person that responds on Guidance Counselor 2.0. TikTok, if you're watching, I see a bunch of people still joining. I would head on over to my LinkedIn, Taylor Desson, and just connect with me and then join in on this fun on LinkedIn because TikTok doesn't integrate really well. And so you can't connect with anybody. But so what I would do is if you are not on the job search right now, I would literally be getting on, especially if you're in tech specifically, because this is primarily obviously an engineering tech ecosystem. I would get on my show. I would connect with every single person that comments. I would hop on over to Unicorn Finders, my other podcast, and engage with people and connect with all the founders and CTOs on Unicorn Finders. If you set aside 2 weeks to go back to all my episodes to connect with I've been doing it for 3 years, so it's going to take a bit, and you connect with every single person and founder that I have brought onto this show, you are going to be okay. You are going to be okay. So that's what I would do. I would also, if you're on the job search right now, try to block out from 2 to 2:30 every day to maybe send a few texts to people, right? Hey, Sally, I haven't chatted with you since the last company. Hope you're doing well. Listen, the market's crazy right now. Can we talk? I'm just trying to see what else is out there right now. That's how you do it. Let's see here. Devontae comes in again. Content was how I connect with the right person. I love that so much. I love hearing that. Michelle comes in. People hiring love seeing what you want to learn and have the drive to do so. Show them that you are a dev, and then they can help grow. Exactly. Again, the putting yourself out on the internet. Trisha comes in. Such a good point. Stay active and engaged on LinkedIn. Don't be afraid to comment on someone else's post. Comments or content. Yeah, I love that. Comments or content. I love that so much. Again, I can't tell you. Everybody who comments on this show, if we meet in person, I will be your BFFs. Why? Because I feel like I know you. I feel like I know Trisha. Trisha comments all the time, right? Michelle, I've met Michelle, but like, John, Devontae, like just because you're here, like I feel like I'm BFFs with you, and that's just how it works. Let's see here. We got some more comments. I love this comment section is lit today, as the kids say. So Scott comes in. Some of the common reasons I've run into recently for not getting farther in an interview process are your background doesn't quite align for what we need at the moment, and we have decided to move ahead with another candidate further along in the interview process. Blah, blah, blah. How can I set my own expectations, be better prepared for these reasons for decline? What questions can I ask? Yeah, this is a great question. Scott. For me, what I would do is I would start asking these questions on the front end, right? Being a recruiter. This is the thing. I'm so glad Scott brought this up. You got to look for consistent themes in your interview process, right? I had another gentleman message me on Twitter the other day. He goes, I keep getting rejected. I was like, do you have reasons? Well, no. Well, try to get a reason. Well, they won't give it to me. Well, keep asking. Right? Ask them to give you something. And then what you start doing is you start working that into your interview style. So Scott, what I would do is if you have an initial call with a hiring manager recruiter, what I would do is says, hey, listen, y'all, I'm just going to be completely transparent. I'm getting these same themes right now. So first off, how many people are in the interview process right now? And maybe Scott, that you can't really ask like my background, does it align on the first call? But maybe as you're kind of going through, and here's the deal, Scott, I'm going to be honest with you. If you say, how does my background align with this job? They may not even tell you the truth, right? So I would really just dig into how many people in the interview process, because that helps a ton. Christopher comes in here, goes, I'm excited to share my success story. I've received 2 credible offers, and though one didn't work out, the other came through, offered me the highest salary I've ever had. I love this so much. And again, I want to applaud Christopher. He's always on LinkedIn. He does a fantastic job of it engaging. Again, it's not a fluke. The people who are engaged do well. Christina, it's great to see you. David, it's great to see you as well. Greg comes in. I just graduated from a Java-focused tech boot camp. Absolutely love Java. I mean, there's a lot of enterprise shops that are hiring right now. So definitely now's your chance. Do you think companies are more in favor of self-taught career changers? I think so. This is a hot take here. I think, in my opinion, companies are more willing to look at boot camp grads than CS grads and self-taught grads. Because in my experiences, boot camps, depending on the boot camp you go to, actually teaches practical things to get going on the dev side of thing. In my experience, if you're self-taught, you probably don't have near the depth and that you need to have. And then if you went to CS, you just know a bunch of theories and algorithms and not, you can't really code your way out of a plastic bag. So that's just my thoughts. But there it is. For career changes, Christina comes in. For career changes, what are ways that we can still be encouraged given everything going on? For career changes, what are ways we still encourage? I mean, Christina, so if you tuned in yesterday to Naz's conversation I had with her, she's an engineering manager at LinkedIn. She said this, and I think it's great. There's a job out there for everybody. There is, and I fully believe that. And so my encouragement is there is a job for you, Christina. There is a job for individuals who are, going from career changing from different careers. But I'll tell you this, but it's a grind. It's hard. You're going to have to talk a lot. You're going to have to be rejected a lot. It is what it is. But there is a job out there for everybody. If you have that mindset, if you have the mindset of there's a job out there for everybody and one conversation completely changed my career, if you can hold on to those 2 things, you're going to have a lot of encouragement. Any tips for fresher recruiters just enter the industry? Yes, Akshat, try to be a friend and give back. My biggest tip for recruiters is to give back all of our knowledge as much as we feasibly can. and just help people and listen and don't push and say, yes, ma'am, no, sir, right? Be kind, be courteous, listen, read, and care about others and treat others as the way you want to be treated. I think that's how you succeed. Let's see here. As a recruiter, Morgan comes in. Morgan, it's always great to see you, girl. As a recruiter, I provide as much feedback as I possibly can. It's a growth opportunity. Agreed. Companies, if you watch this, please give feedback right now. It's the least you can do. It really is the least you can do right now. Let's see here. I completely agree that boot camp. Yep, absolutely. Boot camp is 99.999% of the networking potential. Yeah, absolutely. Again, most boot camps are great because of the networking built into it. Awesome. Cool. All right, y'all. Well, that's it for today. That was great. I don't want to go any longer. I want to get y'all back to work. I hope y'all have just a fantastic hump day. If you need me, slide into my DMs. And if this episode resonated with you, please share it with somebody. Again, obviously, like selfishly, I want you to share it, but also too, I feel like today was really good nuggets. Y'all ask a bunch of really good questions, and I feel like other people need to see it. So if this registered with you, please share it. And I love y'all for real. I really love this community. I appreciate y'all. And tomorrow, Unicorn Finders. Tomorrow, talking with an AI company. Right, it's gonna be fun. They're just like solving cancer with it or trying to. So it's gonna be pretty cool. So anyways, y'all have a great one. I appreciate y'all a ton. We'll see y'all tomorrow for Unicorn Finders at 9:30 and then Recruiters Anonymous back here on my page on Friday. Y'all take it easy. Peace.